Welcome back to Phoenix 14 News.
Gas prices are at their highest point in more than a year.
Nicole Jadwick joins us in the studio with more. Nicole?
Thanks, David. Gas prices went up over the weekend, and if they continue to rise for the next few weeks, that means it will be even more expensive to go home for the summer. I found out why this is happening and what you can do to save. Elon senior Andrew Penning will drive home to Gladwin, Pennsylvania for summer in 2 weeks.
I drive home I would say probably like 6 or 7 times during the year.
But home is 438 miles from Elon. That's 8 hours and more than a tank of gas.
I definitely am worried about having to pay that much and how much it's going to cost me just to commute.
In her minivan, the commute to and from home already costs her $152.40, and if she's going home 7 times a year, that's over $1,000.
I've been annoyed. I'm just realizing that the significant parts of our budgets that we have are going toward gas, realizing there's not the money there are for other things because gas is a necessity.
Economics professor Jim Barber says the rise in gas prices is for a number of reasons, including foreign sources.
We have to bring it in from somewhere else, and if it was less expensive to bring it in from somewhere else, we wouldn't be pumping it up the pipelines now, would we?
And since we can't generate enough fuel ourselves, that only adds to the uneasiness.
We're nervous, period. And when we're nervous, period, we're looking for something to hook it onto, and that's a good one.
And this negative attitude scares Penning even more about the future of gas prices.
There's a very real everyday impact on college students who don't have a lot of money to get to and from school, and I think that because of all of those factors, it really needs to be looked at.
Although the drive home may take a toll on your wallet, there are ways to save on gas until then. Make sure to carpool whenever you go off campus, and instead of driving across campus, take a walk or ride a bike. Barbara says if we work to eliminate the need for fuel in our everyday lives, prices are likely to go down. Back to you.
Dogs are known to be service dogs, and now veterans are using them to cope with post-traumatic stress disorder. Monica Yantosh met with one veteran and his dog and an Elon student who's helping them out.
Meet Sarge. She looks like your average dog, but she's more than just a pet.
If it wasn't for my wife, Lindsay, and my service dog, I don't know where I'd be today.
Jim Stanek served 3 tours in Iraq. He was medically retired from the service after suffering from a traumatic brain injury.
Sarge, good girl.
Now, with the help of his service dog, Sarge, he's able to lead a normal life.
Now I've got 2 sets of eyes. That's one thing. She watches things for me. She goes into blocking positions to help me get personal space.
His organization, Paws and Stripes, brings together veterans and service dogs. And these service dogs give more than just friendship.
I'm here, I can see everything in front of me. She's watching behind me. And it's a very comforting thing to be able to look you dead in the eyes and to say, I don't have to worry about this. She's got it.
Junior Clara Martin brought Stanek to Elon this weekend for a softball game to raise money for Paws and Stripes.
I just went to their website and I fell in love with them and Sarge and just figured I could help.
The money Martin raised will help give a service dog to another veteran in need.
And especially having Jim out here playing and having a great time and having our ROTC here supporting us and we're supporting them right back. It's a good feeling.
And Stanek is happy to help an older generation of veterans.
You know, Vietnam veterans are the guys that have been fighting this for 40 plus years now and are finally stepping up to the plate looking for help, and we're there for them.
And he has one more piece of advice.
If you see a veteran walking the street, walk up and say thank you. Just tell him thanks. You're going to make that guy's day, whether you realize it or not.
Monica Yantosh, Phoenix 14 News Tonight.
If you want more information about Paws and Stripes, check out their website at www.pawsandstripes.org.
On Friday to see William and Kate get married? Don't worry, because I have your royal wedding recap coming up next.
A big event took place across the pond on Friday, and people all over the world tuned in.
Grace Sweeney joins us with a look at how Elon students celebrated the royal wedding.
In honor of British traditions, I thought it was only natural to wear a hat of my own to talk about the wedding. I got up bright and early to see what other Elon students were doing to celebrate William and Kate.
It's 5:30 in the morning, and these sophomores are up and excited to see Prince William marry Kate Middleton. And her friends went all out for the special occasion.
Got up early to make sure that we could see Kate walk down the aisle, and we really want to see her dress. And we've made scones and bangers and hot cross buns.
For them, it was all about the dress, and they weren't let down when at 6 o'clock on the dot, Kate arrived at Westminster Abbey.
Oh, she looks pretty. I'm so glad she's wearing a tiara.
Most critics were also pleased with Kate's custom Alexander McQueen gown.
Many people at Elon said they watched the wedding, and about another 3 billion people tuned in as well. But some Elon students were lucky enough to experience the day firsthand.
Junior Sarah Clancy camped out overnight in front of Buckingham Palace to experience the events of the day.
Saw the campers already camped out, so we went, got chairs, got supplies, got blankets for the night.
Sarah, along with about 1 million other people, saw the couple kiss on the balcony at Buckingham Palace.
They let everybody rush forward towards Buckingham. I somehow, don't know how, but got right to the front and was right on the palace gates.
She didn't just have a fantastic experience on the day of the wedding, but 2 days before, Sarah had a more personal royal encounter.
I walked by Westminster Abbey and actually saw Kate and Will and Harry coming out of Westminster as they were leaving from the rehearsal.
From London to Elon, everyone around the world was able to watch William and Kate's fairy tale wedding.
Now, Middleton may have married a prince, but her official title is now Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge. The newly named Duke and Duchess will not go on their honeymoon in the near future, but sometime or down the road.
There was some controversy at Latham Park this weekend. Find out what happened and how Elon performed against a conference opponent. That is coming your way right after the break. Welcome to another edition of Phoenix 14 Athletics. Baseball coach Mike Kennedy began his head coaching stint with the Phoenix in 1997. Now in his 15th season, Kennedy has reached an enormous milestone, winning his 500th game as a Phoenix coach. Throughout his time at Elon, Kennedy has showed that he has what it takes to keep the Phoenix competitive.
He's a coach who not only knows how to win, but he hates to lose.
Kennedy's modesty is what keeps his team going in the right direction.
I think I told someone the other day, I won one game at Elon. I hit a walk-off home run my sophomore year. That's the only game I won here.
Kennedy is a former Elon player and knows what it takes to coach a quality program.
I just hope that when people see 500 Mike Kennedy, that they know we had a lot of great players.
His players know that he is a great coach who pushes them to be their best.
He never lets you take a day off. He wills you to get better every day, and he's done the same for me since I've gotten here.
Kennedy wants his players to grow on and off the field.
They learn, there's more to just baseball, but baseball teaches you life lessons, and we try to do that every day. We put quotes on the board. We talk about things that we do day in and day out, and how they're going to impact you the rest of your life.
Kennedy hopes his players know how special it is to be an Elon Phoenix.
I just want them to have an experience that they'll remember and share with their kids and say, hey, you know what, while I was at Elon, some really good things happened for me. And you know what, that coach was tough at times, but he was a pretty good guy.
As the month of May has begun, the baseball team slowly approaches the Southern Conference Tournament. Coach Kennedy and the rest of the crew will also be trying to make it to what would be their 4th straight appearance in the NCAA Regionals. As for this past weekend, the Phoenix took on the Wildcats of Davidson at home. Elon was hoping to retain their lead in the Southern Conference. They won their first 2 games of the series and were hoping to do the same on Sunday. With one man already on base in the 2nd inning, it's freshman Ryan Kinsella with a hit to right field, putting runners on 1st and 3rd. The very next batter is Garrett Coster, who blasts a double to right center field, scoring Swim and Kinsella. Nico Frazier had a good day at the plate, but a tough day with the umpires. He was caught stealing second base earlier in the game, but did not agree with the call. So later he hits this ball hard to deep right field and finds his way to 3rd with a triple. On the very next play, the ball gets away from the catcher as Nico tries to come home. The throw is in time, but as you can see, the pitcher drops the ball. The umpire still says he's out, and Nico is not happy about it. Coach Kennedy comes out to argue the call and restrains Nico to prevent him from getting thrown out. Nico was still upset with the call, while the other players point to first base, indicating the home plate umpire should confirm the call with the first base umpire. They do come together, and after they deliberate, the home plate umpire turns around and says, "I was wrong, he's safe." That would bring out Davidson's coach, but wouldn't change the momentum of the game as the Phoenix go on to win 8-3 to sweep the weekend series. Today, senior pitcher Thomas Girdwood was chosen as the Southern Conference Pitcher of the Week, and freshman second baseman Sebastian Gomez was named a Co-Player of the Week. Recently, the naming of the Phoenix was officially delayed until the fall. Assistant Director of Athletics for Marketing, Michael Jacobs, told us that athletics had a hard time picking a name because students began to campaign for certain names just as the voting was coming to an end.
We didn't want to go into the spring and just feel like we rushed it at the very end, and we made the decision because this is not ours, this is the university's, and this is the whole Elon community's.
Coming up this week in Phoenix 14 sports, softball hosts another conference series, this time against UNC Greensboro, beginning at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Baseball travels to UNC Wilmington tomorrow at 6 p.m., and over the weekend they will face conference foe the Citadel as they head down to Charleston, South Carolina, the site of last year's highly publicized brawl between the two teams in the Southern Conference Tournament. That series begins on Friday at 4 o'clock. That will do it for your weekend sports. Now back to you guys.
If you saw muddy students walking around campus this weekend or got muddy yourself, you weren't alone.
Many Elon students went to Festivus as early as 8 a.m. Saturday morning. They participated in what has become an annual Elon tradition.
This year it was held in Sheridan, and it was complete with a mud pit, slip and slide, and roasted pig. It was a sunny day and people wrestled in the garden, which was transformed into a huge mud pit. Festivus is not a university sanctioned event. That's all we have for tonight's Phoenix 14.
For news updates throughout the week, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
And check out our website, phoenix14news.wordpress.com. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sophie Nielsen-Colding.
And I'm David Hodges. Have a great week, Elon.